Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something really interesting, architecting your professional presence. And believe me, this goes way beyond just, looking good. It's all about strategically shaping how people see you, boosting your own confidence, and really mastering that powerful silent language of your personal brand. So, let's start with the big question. What even is professional presence? You might be wondering if it's something you're just born with. The answer is a big no. Absolutely not. A better way to think about it is like a project. It's something you actively build, you design, and you architect. It's a really deliberate, strategic piece of your professional identity.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll dive into why first impressions count. Then, we'll get into the details of polished, professional hair. From there, it's makeup guidelines for the workplace, then some great styling strategies, and finally, we'll wrap it all up to show you how to architect your own unique presence.
All right, Section 1, first impressions count. And this is so true. I mean, think about it. Whether you're walking into a job interview or a big client meeting, what happens first? People see you way before they hear you speak. Your appearance, your styling, that's the very first piece of information they get. It's already telling a story before you've even said hello.
And that's exactly why getting a handle on your personal presentation is such a game changer for your career. When you look polished and put together, you're sending this instant nonverbal message. It says, I'm competent, I pay attention to the details, and I take this whole thing seriously. It's like this silent but incredibly powerful credibility booster.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty, starting with a huge part of your professional look, your hair. And it doesn't matter what your hair type is or how long it is. The basic principles for looking professional are pretty much universal. And it's about so much more than just what's trendy right now.
So when it comes to professional hair, it really comes down to three main things. First up, hair health. That's the foundation, right? The bedrock of any good look. Second is just simple maintenance, making sure it looks clean, neat, and generally cared for. And the third piece, which is super important, is context. Is your style appropriate for your specific workplace? Nailing that last one shows you're paying attention and you get the culture of where you are.
Now, I know hair health can sound a little vague, but it really just breaks down into 3 easy steps you can actually do. Step 1 is just effective cleansing. You need a clean slate. Then comes proper conditioning, to keep it strong and moisturized. And finally, and this is a big one, mindful product use. It's about using products with a purpose to get a specific polished look, not just slathering stuff on for the sake of it.
All right, moving on to our next topic, makeup in the workplace. And for anyone who wears it, it's really helpful to think of makeup as another professional tool in your kit. And just like any other tool, the whole point is to use it skillfully. You want to enhance and polish your look, not create a distraction from what you're actually there to do.
Yeah, the whole key here is making sure your makeup complements your professional presence. It shouldn't be your professional presence. You want people focused on your brilliant ideas, your expertise, and what you're bringing to the table, not, getting lost in your eyeshadow. So the general rule of thumb here is actually pretty simple. The goal isn't just to wear makeup. The goal is to look polished, awake, and ready to go. A lot of times the best strategy is less is more. You're aiming for that natural, refined look that, most importantly, helps you feel confident and ready to crush it. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. We've talked about hair and makeup, but now let's look at the bigger picture, effective styling. This is where we really see how all those little pieces come together to create one single cohesive look.
And when you look at it this way, the difference is night and day. On one hand, a cohesive, thoughtful look screams professionalism and helps build your brand. But on the other hand, a look that's distracting or just all over the place, well, it does the exact opposite. It can actually chip away at your credibility, maybe make you look a little unprepared, and just send confusing signals.
And this really brings us back to that core idea we touched on earlier. Every single grooming product you use, whether it's hair gel or shoe polish, is a tool in your professional toolkit. The real secret is to use them with intention. So before you use anything, just ask yourself, what's the goal here? What's this specific, polished result I want? Trust me, being that intentional changes everything.
Which brings us perfectly to our final section, architect your presence. This is it. This is where we pull all the threads together, the first impressions, the hair, the makeup, the styling, and see how it all combines to build one powerful professional brand.
I love this idea of a deliberate expression because it puts all the power right back in your hands. It means you're the one making the choices. You get to decide how your personal brand appears to the world. It's not a one-and-done thing.
It's an active, ongoing, creative process.
But let's be super clear about something. This is not about squishing yourself into some boring, one-size-fits-all corporate box. No way. The real goal here is to take these general principles and use them to build a style that feels genuinely, authentically you. It's about creating a look that makes you feel powerful and highlights all the amazing things you bring to the table.
So I want to leave you with a question to think about. After everything we've talked about today, from the big picture ideas to the tiny details, what's just one small intentional change you could make, maybe even today, to start architecting your professional presence? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.